I'm Rogers Fogway. I work for Cambridge University Press, given the responsibility to develop Cambridge business in Africa, and I do travel from country to country. I want to share with you a life experience of distributing books in Rwanda. Cambridge University Press recently won a tender to supply and distribute books to all schools into all districts in Rwanda. Rwanda looks like a small country, but it will be very difficult to access in some points. I'll take you through the documentary and you will see some exciting pictures and the challenges that we could have in distributing books in Africa. Consolidating the books, putting them together from the warehouse, and doing them up in the pickups, arranging with the drivers, planning which driver is going to which district, who are those to go with the drivers to distribute books into the districts. And on this day, we worked from morning till 12 midnight, when we were able to dispatch the first 14 vehicles with 14 drivers and about 30 people into different districts. Rwandans, girls and boys, are very anxious to work. Most of them actually school in Uganda, and they were on holiday, and they had this as holiday work to be able to earn some money to go back to school. It was interesting to see how girls could lift the cartons as well, to load the cars, tie them up. And it was also rainy season, as you will see the cars after we have prepared all the books for Burera, Nyabihu, Huye, Muzanze, Nyagatare, Nyamashake, Rusizi, in fact, Rubavu. Then we were ready to go. And then the cars were loaded. Hardworking guys, hardworking team of people. You see the batch over there, and then this other group preparing the delivery notes, packing the delivery notes for each district as per the schools, and following the documentation that we have prepared for each district to show how many schools are in the district and how many of the schools ordered how many of which books. Sometimes the interesting thing is that sometimes a school ordered one book. So you're driving a long distance to go and supply one book that costs $2. But you spend, you spend thousands of Rwandan francs to go and supply a $2 book. We went around, we talked to people that we recruited in the districts to help us move on the books to the different schools. Here we're in Nyabihu, and we're trying to access some difficult parts of Nyabihu. But an interesting bridge, a bridge with round woods in the rainy season. The guy was trying to tell us that it was going to be difficult for these cars to go up the mountain.
Comme il a plu vraiment, la route est bouée, c'est glissant. Moi je vais chercher comment trouver des motos demain matin.
We're trying to go up to the mountain to supply books to a school on top of the mountain. And of course, you can see what happens in the rainy season in Rwanda. We got stuck. Sometimes you have to do the work on foot. This is the kind of roads that we're supposed to go through. And these children, sorry, as young as they are, but some of them that were a little bit had to help out with carrying the cartons up the mountain to deliver the books on their head, because the car could not go further than that. And then we have called a head teacher to wait up the mountain at the school so that we can bring the books to him. So we left the team there that was going to continue, take the books to the mountains, and then we continued back to another district to watch what was happening. Sometimes it rained, sometimes it did not rain, but most of the times it rained during this time that we're doing the distribution. You can see the amount of rain that is falling. How difficult can it be to distribute books in the rainy season? Pickups, on foot, and on the head. Then you go on foot, you carry the books in the rain, So the distribution ended up taking much longer than we had expected, because the rains had disturbed. In some places the road was so bad, as you can see, we got stuck a couple of times on the trip. And so you will not be able to get into a district and do the distribution on time because you spend the whole day traveling and the car got stuck and you spend about 4 or 5 hours trying to pull out the car. We got into this one from 4 p.m. in the afternoon, I think, no, about 2 in the afternoon, till about 8 p.m. when we got out of this place. We were on our way to Nmieducation, I think, to control the distribution that was going on. People tried, cars came and helped to pull us out, they couldn't, and we had to stay there for the rains to finish, and then we docked the road for the rainwater to run away before we can manage to come out. Interesting experience. The whole village practically came out. Hospitable people, Rwandans, they are helpful, but it wasn't for free. We paid. We paid about 15,000 Rwandan francs. You hear about Lake Kivu, and for once I feared for my life driving through this kind of road again, where any little displacement on a stone could take the car down into the lake. So it's also very risky. And this is the only road. We're going to Nmieducation. In Nmieducation, we're going to Nmieducation and we're going to go to Rusizi before we come back. This journey took us 8 hours from Kigali to Nmieducation. And we came back to Kigali at 5:30 a.m. in the morning. We went through difficult roads. It rained. The roads were winding, permanently winding, climbing hills. At some point, a tree had fallen across the road and it took us 1 hour to get guys to get the tree out of the road. Lake Kivu, just in case you're interested to know, it's quite a popular lake in that area, and it's quite broad in between mountains and all around, so you can drive quite a long way, long distance, but you're driving just around the lake and winding mountains around the lake for quite a while. This is district of Musanze. Interestingly enough, when you go to Rwanda, you would think that Kigali is a really good place. Most of the district headquarters are okay. Okay, now in Musanze, we're trying to pick up books that had been abandoned because Cambridge had an experience, a bad experience. Our distributor had run away, was a con man, he ran away with our money, and has scattered all our books everywhere, all over Rwanda. So this is one of these small stores he was using in Musanze. So we passed to check out the books that were there and collect them for distribution. Now there were so many of these small warehouses. Some were back rooms in people's homes, some were offices of people that became his friends. Books had been abandoned there for all this while. But then we managed to collect books from Musanze, from Gorero, from Nmieducation, from Rusizi, and brought them back to Kigali to reorganize them again and distribute. During the trip, we caught up with some of the guys who were sent out to do distribution, and then every end of day we would kind of find out, what has happened, what you distributed, what is remaining, what are the challenges. They will need more money to hire motorcycles, they'll need more money for petrol and things like that. So when they also received the books, they had their own small places, small friendly offices where they could arrange the books each day to go to the schools. So this guy told us quite a lot about how the institution was going. He is in Nmieducation.
Le centre de lycée de Nmieducation, vraiment, c'est un district qui est fait de beaucoup de montagnes. Bon, il y a glissement, les routes sont glissantes. Bon, ça aussi c'est le premier problème. Aussi, encore, tu vois les établissements, les routes n'arrivent pas sur tous les établissements.
Et vous faites comment pour arriver là-bas?
Il faut donner de l'argent aux gens qui transportent des livres depuis là où la route n'arrive pas, nous donner de l'argent pour transporter les livres sur la tête.
There is the experience of distributing books in Rwanda. We still have cycle 2, cycle 3 to tender for. And we are expecting to probably do better from the experience we have had. But we can do better than the roads can allow us. If I want to quote something my director, Colleen McCollum. She said, Rogers, maybe you should take on the profession of distribution. We are gaining experience as Cambridge in Rwanda, and we're hoping to do better in the next phases of the tender.
I wanna chat.